Hi, I'm John Riggs, and welcome to my presentation about the use of digital technology in the classroom. My purpose here is to raise awareness of the appropriate use of digital resources and technologies in the learning environment. I'll also present a couple of ideas for teaching students how to be safe in their use of the internet. I'd like to start first, though, by mentioning some of the many benefits for including digital technologies in the classroom setting. Now, over the last several years, advancements in computer technology has made available a wide range of resources that educators have found both useful and beneficial in supporting learning activities. And some of these resources include the use of iPods and iPads, as well as online games and other learning activities. There are also websites available that make it even easier for students to create projects online to show what they've learned in class. And I think some of these websites are great for collaboration between students. Current technologies have even brought about the recent trend of what we call flipped classes. This is where students view the teaching content online at home and then complete higher level thinking activities such as what we would consider the homework assignment the following day in the classroom, where the teacher can provide the support that students need that they might not be able to get otherwise at home. It also gives the teacher an idea of what the students have taken away from the assignment to make sure that comprehension level's up there. Now, are there disadvantages or hassles that come with the use of digital content, such as multimedia or the internet? Some teachers would cite more training as a burden, given that a typical teacher's day holds little room for technology training. There's also the question, are my students safe using the internet for learning activities? With the potential for students mistakenly accessing undesirable content, some teachers are leery about student use of the internet altogether, and that's understandably so. There are a lot of things out there very easy for students to access, many times by accident, especially ad-supported websites. It's very difficult to control what's going to pop up in those little ad spaces. So definitely you'll want to, as a teacher, preview websites before you have students use them. Aside from training and internet safety, there are legal issues around copyrighted material, which has been a big topic in many industries, and education really is no exception to that. Many teachers unwittingly bend or break copyright laws without meaning to, while other people are very much aware of fair use guidelines and still bend them a little too far in their favor. Well, I'd like to take a look at copyright and fair use in the classroom. So the question is, what is a copyright? Copyright Clearance Center defines copyright as a form of protection provided by the government to the authors of original works of authorship, including literary, dramatic, musical, artistic, and certain other intellectual works. It is always illegal to violate the protections that are afforded by copyright law. But copyright law should not be viewed as a bad thing. It can be our friend, especially when we talk about fair use. So what then are the implications for the classroom teacher when in regards to copyright law? There is a group based out of Southern California called KOCE TV. They've put together a series of videos specifically for educators. These instructional videos discuss copyright and fair use issues. I've viewed several of them on YouTube, and I think they're excellent resources for teachers to view. The gentleman goes into detail, but not too much detail, talking about guidelines, not necessarily the law per se, The law is mentioned, aspects of it are talked about, the framework for it, but the videos are very well put together and discuss a wide range of copyright issues, including use of multimedia within the classroom, what is acceptable to do, what is not okay to do. So I think it's very cut and dry. So I would, for time issues, I'm going to not play that video. It's 12 minutes in itself. But I do recommend going to youtube.com and looking up their channel, KOCE TV, and they've got a lot of resources available there. Okay, so we know that there are things that we can and cannot do regarding copyright and fair use. Let's talk about safely using digital technology in the classroom. Now, the internet has many positive benefits, but obviously there are less than honorable people out there lurking on the web with not great intentions. So how do we help keep students safe, especially while they're with us in the school environment, the school setting? Well, as adults, we need to take the initiative. We have to have policies or procedures and protocols that are in place to keep students safe while they're in our care and using the internet at school. We should also teach them how to be safe on the internet. Google Family Safety has provided several videos, animated videos that help teach children how to be safe online. And I think these videos are pretty neat, and I think they would make a good starting point for conversation with students regarding internet safety. So I'd like to take a look at this first one called Steering Clear of Cyber Tricks.
Steering clear of cyber tricks. Free cell phone? Enter here to win a free beach vacation? Bad luck if you don't pass this on to 10 friends. With all the pop-up games, contests, and flashy offers on your phone and computer, you know some of them can't be real. So how do you know what you can trust online? And what might harm you or your computer? Let's start by taking a closer look at what cyber tricks or scams are. Free offers usually aren't free. If a website asks for financial information like a credit card number to get your free prize, chances are you or your parents are going to find a surprise charge on the bill. Some websites trick you into giving out personal information so they can send you more tricks. Once you're on their list, it's hard to get off. If you pass a chain email on to your friends, you're putting them at risk of being tricked or worse. Even those cool personality tests might be gathering facts about you to make it easier to guess your password or other secret information. To avoid falling for these scams, think about these tips before you click. Stay away from pop-up contests, no matter how much fun they seem. You can't win, and there's usually a secret trick, like collecting information about you, seeing if your email address is active, or infecting your computer with destructive software. Do a web search for a company's name before you give them any information about you. If you can't find them online, the contest or ad is probably not real. Read the fine print. It seems cheap now, but then 10 payments of what? Sometimes, websites just want to steal your private information and use it for themselves. When they pretend to be someone you trust, like an old friend, distant relative, your bank, or even your email service, that's called phishing. No, not that kind. Most legitimate businesses will never ask for personal information, like account numbers, passwords, and social security numbers via email. Period. Don't get hooked. If you get an email asking for your password or other identifying information, don't click on any link or file in the suspicious email. Instead, open a new browser window and log into the company's website as you normally do. If there actually is an issue with your account, the site should give you instructions on how to fix it. If you realize you've been tricked by one of these scams or phishing attacks, take action. Tell a trusted adult immediately. The longer you wait, the worse it may get. If you are worried about your bank account or credit card info, contact the bank or credit card company immediately. If you received a phishing email, go to antiphishing.com to report it. Remember, everyone can help keep the internet safe and fun. Let's review. Be smart with your clicks to avoid nasty tricks. Check out a website before you share your or your friend's information. And if you realize you've been tricked, tell someone. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more tips from the YouTube team.
Like I said, I like the videos that the Google Family Safety and YouTube teams have put together. I think the animated nature of it, it's very brief, kind of catchy. I think those would be engaging for younger students, even I think middle school students. And I think they would make good starting points for conversations about internet safety. So students also need to learn what is and is not safe to share online, which brings us to student privacy. So in addition to being watchful for scams and predators, we should also teach students the value of privacy. In the digital age where we're encouraged by places like Facebook and Twitter and who knows what else the new website, the new thing in websites are, but we're encouraged to share, and I think there's a lot of oversharing that takes place, and I don't think that younger students necessarily understand what is appropriate to share and what's not, what's safe to share and what's not. So I think that we as adults need to help students understand that and the consequences for sharing the wrong kind of information or too much information. Now, Google Family Safety also has another pretty nifty video out there called How to Play and Stay Safe Online, and I think we've got time to take a look at this one as well.
Playing and staying safe online. The internet can be a lot like real life. It's fun to hang out, chat with your friends, share videos and photos, and maybe meet new people. Just as in real life, you should keep in mind a few simple guidelines to keep yourself safe. Part 1. Personal is personal. Keep your private stuff private. Don't post personal information like your name, school, age, address, or phone number. Mark privacy settings so only your friends can see your stuff. Passwords are meant to be private. Keep them that way. Pick a password no one else is likely to guess. Think before you post or share information, even with your friends. You never know how it could be used against you, especially when a friend becomes an ex. Part 2. Respect yourself. It's easy to forget that being mean hurts as much online as off. Don't put up with bullies. Ignore or block people who harass you. Don't be a bully. If you're mean, you may get blocked or banned. If something happens online that makes you uncomfortable, tell a trusted adult.
Now, when it comes down to it, it's really up to adults, families, and educators alike to teach children how to be safe in the digital age. As educators, we interact with our students daily, and we have an important role in the life of a child. We have an opportunity to model for each student what safe and appropriate habits look like. Students are always watching what we do, even when we're not aware of it. So take advantage of teachable moments, such as explaining why an action or a resource might not be safe. Following your district's technology use guidelines can also be helpful. Digital technology offers many benefits, as we've discussed, for classroom instruction. I think when used properly, these tools will help increase learning while making it a fun activity too. That is my presentation, and I hope that it has been informative.